On the journey to becoming internet funny man, we're going to have to play a lot of characters. One thing that I see content creators like us get asked a lot is, how do you learn to play so many characters? So I thought that I would give a very brief and concise guide on how to learn characters in a relatively quick manner, in a way that doesn't make you want to pull your own hair out. This guide will mostly apply to Rivals of Aether and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, although it will apply to other Smash games, and to some extent other fighting games in general, although it will be a lot less particular to those. Step 1 is training mode, everyone's favorite place. I find that training mode is generally maligned by a lot of people, but I think this can be remedied by two things. First is understanding that you really do not need to spend a lot of time in training mode, especially when you're first starting out. The second is understanding that training mode is a way to solve problems, and going in with a specific problem or goal will make it a lot more bearable than just going in with the general vague approach of get better. So, with that in mind, what problem are you trying to solve by going into training mode at the very beginning of the process of learning a character? Well, learning the character. Which is to say, specifically learning the moves and properties of the character. Imagining that you've never played a character before, or potentially ever seen them played, for example a DLC character that just got released, the first thing you should generally do is just kind of run around a bit, dash back and forth, do some full runs, do some full hops, do some short hops, do some double jumps, see if they have multiple jumps, that sort of thing. What you want to do is learn the basic properties of the character. How fast are they? How good are their jumps? What's their movement like? After that, you basically want to go through and test every single move the character has. But, and I should really stress this, you do not need to remember everything. Instead, what you're going to want to do is pick out important moves. In Smash, the most important moves to learn immediately are your basic out of shield options, your recovery options, a couple good kill moves, and some good pokes or moves to use in neutral. Ultimately, you don't actually need to be right about what you think these moves are. What is your important move is going to change as you learn with the character, but just generally take a guess and say, this could be a good poke. Okay, this is a relatively fast out of shield option. How does my recovery work? Do I have any way to supplement it? And you don't need to go that deep into it, but, picking one strong smash attack to say, alright, this is my kill move. In Rivals, this is also a good time to play the tutorial for the character. While a lot of the tutorials are very long and kind of boring, they will do a very good job of teaching you about individual character mechanics, and since Rivals has such unique characters, that's kind of an important step to learning each of them. Step 2 is going online. Going online after spending 5 minutes in training mode seems like a kind of scrubby thing to do, but not if you do it with intentionality. Ultimately, your goal should be getting a feel for the character, and what that means is testing out all of your important moves and properties. The thing that you should be primarily focused on is positioning. Each character has a different position that they want to play in, and in platform fighters that space is very important. As a quick example, Pichu likes to play right outside the opponent's range so that she can try and whiff punish. You don't need to learn this incredibly specifically, but you should generally have an idea of my character wants to play at long range, mid range, or close range. One of those three, in a general sense, will teach you where you should be most of the time. Other than that, this is the part where a lot of your important moves are going to change from the assumptions you made in training mode. Maybe that out of shield option isn't so good. Maybe you have different recovery options. Maybe that move kills a lot earlier than you thought and is a lot more reliable than your previously thought kill moves. Ultimately, this step will take as long as you want, but is generally supplemented by just thinking about what you're doing as you're playing and not going in completely mindlessly. Sometimes if you lose an interaction, you should try to repeat the interaction with a slight change and figure out what works and if you can beat it at all, or consider if you can't beat that interaction, try to change the situation so you don't get caught in it. Step 3 is my personal favorite part, Blackboarding. When I'm learning a character in Smash, this is the part where I go over to www.ultimateframedata.com and start looking at frame data. When you're studying frame data, you really shouldn't try to get exact numbers down. You don't need to learn specific numbers, instead you should have a general idea of how fast or slow a move is. The most important details when learning frame data are startup, meaning how quick a move happens, and whether it's safe or unsafe on shield. In Smash, as a rule, around -7 is kind of the cutoff for safe on shield, although some characters do have faster out of shield options. Also in this step, you can start to look up some more advanced combos and also practice your recovery mix-up if it's necessary. Sometimes characters will have a very linear recovery, but if they don't, this is the step to figure that out. The final part of this step is look up some cheese, or some silly little combos, or just kind of theory craft something stupid. This is a little bit weird and probably not common in advice circles. Trying to figure out something that's cool but is largely impractical doesn't seem like it would actually help you, but it'll make the learning process a lot more fun and a lot more bearable. Will that apply at higher levels? No, but it's fun and kind of silly, and keeping the learning process fun will make you want to do it a lot more, and it shouldn't be hell. You shouldn't be torturing yourself just to learn a character. The final step is advanced learning. This step is going to be a lot of vague advice because at this point it gets very character specific. This is the stage where you start transitioning into maining or secondarying a character. A lot of this is where you need to start looking up guides, looking up resources, maybe labbing out max damage combos or kill confirms, trying to get the exact percents that thing will work at different weights and different stage positions, maybe learning a lot of character specific things. And you're also going to start learning a lot of specific matchup intricacies, saying that, alright, against this character, against this move, I can do this, this, and this. And this is the point where learning a character becomes closer to the general process of learning / practicing / improving at Smash or Rivals. Because now you're not just trying to pick up a specific character, but you're picking up ideas that will make you better at the game overall and will help you win more. In conclusion, learning characters really shouldn't be that hard. I wanted to make a very, very quick guide to learn how to do so. I do think making short guides is a lot more useful than making 30-minute ones, because while I could have gone a lot more in depth, doing this in a way that's digestible and makes it so that you don't have to rewatch this boring video and listen to my shitty voice 30 times just to learn everything is generally going to be more beneficial for people than me rambling on.